One championship, one secret, and one scandal that changed Major League Baseball forever. What really happened behind closed doors? Stay with us.
What if I told you that one of baseball's biggest scandals didn't happen on the field, but behind closed doors? A secret that nearly destroyed careers. Millions of furious fans. A championship forever questioned. This wasn't just another controversy. It became one of the most shocking moments in Major League Baseball history. And by the end of the story, you'll understand why people are still debating it today. Welcome to Diamond Shocked. Baseball has always been called America's pastime, a sport built on tradition, respect, and trust. Fans believe every pitch, every swing, every championship is earned fairly, but sometimes that trust is shattered. Throughout MLB history, there have been scandals involving cheating, illegal tactics, hidden cameras, sign stealing, performance-enhancing drugs, and shocking betrayals. Some teams recovered. Others never escaped the damage. One scandal, however, exploded across the sports world like a bomb. It wasn't just about winning games. It was about breaking the unwritten code of baseball. When the truth finally came out, fans couldn't believe what they were hearing. Players were furious. Former champions spoke out. Even Hall of Famers criticized what had happened. The baseball world was divided. Some demanded lifetime bans. Others argued that many teams were doing similar things. But there was one question nobody could answer. How much did this scandal actually change baseball history? That question still sparks heated debates today. Because once trust disappears, it is almost impossible to bring it back. And this story begins with a team that looked unstoppable. They had superstar players, explosive hitters, dominant pitchers, an incredible winning streak. Everything seemed perfect. Too perfect. Some opponents noticed strange patterns. Pitchers felt that hitters somehow knew what was coming. Fastballs, curveballs, sliders. It often looked like batters were expecting every pitch before it was thrown. At first, people laughed. They're just talented. They're guessing. That's baseball. But behind the scenes, whispers became rumors. Rumors became investigations. And investigations uncovered something nobody expected. A system, built in secret, designed to gain an unfair advantage. When reporters started connecting the dots, everything changed. The headlines exploded. Television networks covered the story for weeks. Fans flooded social media with outrage. Former players called it one of baseball's darkest moments. Suddenly, every victory from that championship season was questioned. Was it truly earned? Or was it built on deception? The answers would shock millions. Investigators soon discovered that this wasn't simply about smart baseball strategy. According to reports, technology had become part of the game in ways many believed crossed the line. Every pitch in baseball begins with a hidden decision. The catcher gives a signal. The pitcher nods. The ball leaves the hand. For over a century, stealing signs with nothing but your eyes had been considered part of baseball. But using electronic equipment to decode those signs was a completely different story. That was where the controversy exploded. The investigation suggested that an organized system had been used to identify upcoming pitches and relay that information to hitters in real time. Whether every player participated or how much individual players knew became one of the biggest debates in baseball. Fans demanded answers. Sports networks ran non-stop coverage. Every former player seemed to have an opinion. Some called it the greatest competitive advantage ever uncovered in modern baseball. Others argued that technology had changed sports everywhere, and baseball had simply failed to keep up. But one fact remained undeniable. The investigation had shaken public confidence in the game. Then came the penalties. League officials announced significant punishments for those found responsible. Managers lost their jobs. Executives were suspended. Organizations faced major consequences. Yet many fans believed something was missing. Several players escaped individual punishment because of the way the investigation had been conducted. That decision created another wave of controversy. Opposing players felt justice had not been served. Some openly criticized the outcome during interviews. Others let their emotions show on the field. Every game involving the team suddenly carried extra tension. Boos echoed through stadiums. Crowds reminded the players of the scandal every time they stepped onto the field. Even years later, the reaction had not disappeared. Because once a championship is questioned, people rarely stop asking questions. Some baseball fans still celebrate that title. Others believe an asterisk should always follow it. The debate continues to divide baseball lovers around the world. And perhaps that is the biggest consequence of all. Records can survive. Championship trophies can stay in display cases. But trust, once broken, can take generations to rebuild. But here's the part that many people never talk about. The scandal didn't just change one season. It changed the future of Major League Baseball forever. After the investigation, teams across the league completely rethought how technology was used inside stadiums. Security around dugouts became tighter. Video rooms were monitored more carefully. League officials introduced stricter rules to prevent electronic sign stealing. Baseball had entered a new era. An era where every unusual glance, every suspicious movement, every unexpected hit would immediately raise questions. Players also changed. Pitchers became more creative with their signs. Catchers developed more complex communication systems. Eventually, new technology was introduced to allow pitchers and catchers to communicate electronically, reducing the need for traditional hand signals. The game adapted, but the memories never disappeared. Even today, whenever that championship team visits another stadium, some fans still boo. Some still hold signs reminding everyone of the controversy. Others simply refuse to recognize that championship as legitimate. And yet, there are also fans who argue that the players were incredibly talented regardless of the scandal. They point to MVP seasons, elite pitching, outstanding defense. They believe the team would have won anyway. That debate has never truly ended. Years have passed. New champions have been crowned. Young superstars have entered the league. But whenever baseball fans discuss the greatest controversies in MLB history, this scandal always returns to the conversation. Because it wasn't just about breaking a rule. It challenged the very foundation of fair competition. It reminded the entire sports world that trust is every bit as important as talent. A championship can be won in one season. A reputation can be damaged in one day. And rebuilding that reputation may take a lifetime. Perhaps that's why this story continues to fascinate millions of baseball fans around the world. Not because people enjoy controversy, but because every fan wants to believe that when the game begins, victory is earned honestly. And when that belief is shaken, the shock lasts far longer than any single season. This wasn't simply an MLB scandal. It became a warning for every professional sport. Technology can make athletes better. It can improve training. It can improve strategy. But when technology crosses the line into unfair advantage, the game itself pays the price. So the next time you watch an MLB game, remember this story. Behind every pitch, every swing, and every championship, there is something far more valuable than a trophy. Integrity. Because without integrity, even the greatest victory can become the greatest controversy. Thanks for watching Diamond Shocked. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more unbelievable MLB stories, shocking moments, legendary rivalries, and hidden baseball history. See you in the next Diamond Shocked episode.